What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of Overthinking Media.
Why you got your arms stretched out like that?
I'm stretching.
Oh,
I'm your host, Michael, joined by Harry and John.
Hello.
First off, James Gunn is back, people. James Gunn is back where he should be, directing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Thoughts, impressions?
Impressions?
You want me to do an impression of James Gunn?
Yeah, I want you to do impressions.
Oh.
I want all your Groot impressions, your Rocket impressions.
I am Groot. There you go.
Said with the most enthusiasm that Groot can match.
I'm just trying to think. I don't know any James Gunn euphemisms.
Don't know any of James Gunn English language.
How good is this news that he's back?
It's great.
It shouldn't even be news. It shouldn't even be a thing that happened. It shouldn't even be a problem. This world is insane.
At the moment,
that we're getting excited about.
James Woods has kicked off about the fact that they've rehired him and not Roseanne. Or what was it, Rosanna?
Roseanne Barr.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got literally the same thing.
What happened? Tell me.
She had some stuff from the past that was like, hey, that was mildly. I don't know enough facts to really comment. But the same situation ish. Something from the past. They were like, oh man, you said some sucky stuff before. You've lost your TV show. She
lost the TV show.
They
rebooted Roseanne.
They rebooted Roseanne, and then she got kicked off. Well, she didn't. They ended the show, and now it's like, hey, well, if you're going to do that for one, do it for all. And it's like, but okay, that's Disney. Disney have made that one decision. That's their company. It's up to them. Every other company doesn't have to follow suit.
Oh yeah.
If Roseanne
was under Disney.
What?
It's under Disney.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
We'll find out.
Search for it, Harry.
My phone's off because my phone.
John, you search for it. I'll carry on with my point. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy.
Yeah. I mean, the movie could still be shit.
No, yeah, obviously, but I think he's had two hits. I mean, I'd be really surprised if the third hit actually is a downer. He's a hit.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's got to do Suicide Squad 2 first.
What?
So he's doing Suicide Squad 2 still.
Right. Okay.
And also, Idris Elba is down to replace Will Smith as Deadshot, which I'm very disappointed on.
Why?
Because why doesn't DC seem to be in this? Well, obviously they rushed out Justice League to try and catch up with Marvel, which they shouldn't have done. They should have spent 6 years.
Yeah, they should have tried to be
building their characters for the Justice League. That what they decided to do was 1 or 2 films, Justice League, and then 7 films, and then Justice League 2. It's like no,
they wanted to go up against Marvel instead of waiting until Marvel had done. Like when Endgame comes out, what comes after is going to be very.
Well, it's going to be different. They've already said that.
It's going to be the start, I reckon, of the decline of the Marvel supremacy.
Do you think? Right, we'll get to that. That's another good topic. So, So yeah, and then obviously, as you noticed, they had Jared Leto as the Joker in Batman. In Suicide Squad 2, and now they've got Joaquin Phoenix playing another Joker. Yeah. So like DC seem to be sort of not bothered and a bit blasé on who they sort of hire for certain roles, which I do can't find whatever, but I like continuity. It's like it was a bit when Don Cheadle ended up becoming War Machine after I forget the gent's name.
Terrence Howard.
Is it Terrence Howard?
Guy out of Empire. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I loved that roadie.
Yeah.
In Iron Man.
There's a reason he got sacked.
Well, he had a big fallout with Marvel, didn't he?
No, he had a big fallout with
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. basically got him sacked.
Oh, right, okay.
Says I don't want to work with him.
But it was the same with who's the actor that played the Hulk in The Incredible Hulk?
Which one?
The first,
the one that's
part of the MCU.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. Yes. Thanks, guys. My brain's a bit gone this afternoon. But yeah. He had a row because he tried to change the script and
he went into business for himself basically. Yeah. He wanted to direct, write, and star in the film, and it's like no.
But you see, that's two people that sort of I struggled with. Like, but obviously you get used to it.
I like the Edward Norton Hulk.
Yeah, I did.
Compared to the Eric Bana one. Yeah. But I think that was more the CGI.
Yeah.
That made that film.
I think that film was terrible. You don't see the Hulk until the last 40 minutes.
So that's what's happening with Idris. Idris Elba's in talks to take over, which I'm a bit pissed off.
I'm happy with that.
You wouldn't want Will Smith to reprise the same role?
No, I don't know. I think... this one's weird. I think Will Smith took the limelight away from too many of the other characters, if that makes sense, because he's Will Smith. He's been around for how many years being in A-list films, whereas the other characters... Deadshot is the main character of Suicide Squad, but I think Idris Elba's not as mainstream as Will Smith. He's still a great actor, and obviously over here, Luther and everything. But I think he would fit more into that team, as he wouldn't take the limelight from other characters. And they're recasting the team anyway. I think King Shark's gonna be in the team this time instead of Killer Croc.
Right, so they're recasting the characters. We're getting a different.
Yeah, we're getting a different team lineup.
Are we still getting Jai Courtney Boomerang? We're still going
to get him, and I think Harley Quinn's still in it. Obviously, Harley Quinn's getting other separate.
So they're not recasting everyone; they're just putting those characters aside. Yeah, Killer Croc's still there, that actor, but obviously he's just not going to be in that film.
I think there's probably some logic behind the Will Smith thing as well, seeing as
the first one failed.
He's signed up with Disney now, and he's playing the genie. And maybe this is just a thought process. He doesn't want people Googling, oh, Will Smith, he's played assassins in other things.
I don't think Disney are going to be worrying about stuff. No. You've got to remember, Disney are for everyone now. They can't just go, well, we can't have him play that role because he played a killer in another film.
Yeah, it'll be they paid some money for Will Smith for Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad didn't do well. Suicide Squad will have a less budget. And Will Smith's just like, I'm not interested in doing another one. That'll be it.
I think that will be I think having a smaller budget might do it some good.
Well, yeah. So
I can't disagree with that.
So James Gunn, he's down for that first, and then he's going to get back onto the Guardians. So I know they pushed that back into Phase 4, because obviously when he got sacked. But I'm glad he's back. I'm glad the world's come to its bloody senses. You know, that we all change and we're all different.
It's not the world, is it? The world is pretty much on this side already.
Yeah,
just apparently they never actually looked at other directors. Apparently this is a thing, and people have said that Batista and Sean Gunn, basically said stuff in interviews about 2 weeks ago. Well, we think it's all going to work out. Yeah, we're all Guardians of the Free. We're a family. It all work out. We'll all come together. And then literally 2 weeks later, with no warning, this gets just after the in-game trailer.
But I wonder how much that has to do with Batista going, I'm not coming back if you don't fucking recast him.
Pretty much. They probably signed everything up for James Gunn to come back maybe a month ago, weeks ago. We don't find out until everything's like set in stone.
So
maybe there could be another reason, because the Fox thing ends, doesn't it? Maybe they were like, we don't want anything bad press while we're doing this Fox deal. That finalises this week, I believe, on the 20th.
I think James Gunn getting fired was a result of like the way people are looking. Well, millennials, the way that they're sort of seeking out past wrongdoings.
What have they criticised now? So there's Friends where they think they've criticised Ross. They've gone and said Ross is a horrible, horrible person.
Well, you can say everything about everyone.
He is.
I watched Friends
recently. As an older person, I'm now aware that some of these people.
He was homophobic and all this. So
but it's from the time.
It's a different time. You can't punish people for different times.
It's what the world was like.
Yeah, but again, we even myself, we all grew up in those times, and we have probably said things at the time, probably still say things at the time, but we are products of our time, and you can't punish people. Look at Robert Downey Jr. He was a massive drug addict. Imagine all the things he's probably done in his past, and he's the front man for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He lost
his TV shows as well, because he was like second main character in Ally McBeal, wasn't
he? With him though, he never had Twitter back then.
Exactly. It's this culture that we're living in where we've got to go and seek out people's wrongdoings. I mean, we are all different people 10 years ago.
It's mostly for the excitement of being the person who finds it like it's a bit of treasure. I found this tweet from this famous person from years ago. Yeah. I'm going to be the first person to break it, and then everyone will think I'm cool for ruining somebody's career.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. You're just ruining people's careers. I mean, he has come out and publicly apologised and said, I'm sorry, and that should be it. Let's leave it there. If he carries on, then take action, because he's just not learning, and it's obviously upsetting people.
So this just got posted while I refreshed my feed. DC has confirmed that James Gunn's Suicide film will be a total reboot called Suicide Squad instead of Suicide Squad 2. So literally everything we've just said, they're rebooting the Suicide Squad thing already.
But you see my point about DC? They just have...
Try again!
No, but this is the thing. They haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. What are they doing over there?
It's like they've made Spider-Man. They made a Spider-Man movie, since the year 2000.
Let's not go down the Spider-Man route. This is only supposed to be...
You've not seen Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse yet.
Right, this is where I'm going to make a comment about this film, right?
Which film?
Spider-Man
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I've heard great things.
Right, nope. I know what you're going to say. No matter what I say, if you've not seen it, you can't comment.
Oh, I'm gonna get stick for it as well.
I know
John's already ready to go.
I'm ready to go because this is an amazing... It won a flipping Oscar.
Did it win an Oscar?
The Oscar it won for doesn't necessarily make it a good film.
Yeah. It's the same with Black Panther, mate. That shouldn't have won an Oscar. But that's my opinion.
It didn't win it for best film though.
No,
it won it for
I suppose it won best animation.
Yeah,
best animated.
Anyway, be stupid. Go on, on record.
So the way I'm looking at this
for the first time this
season, I get fed up with Sony because Sony have been constantly batting out shit for years, and then they release Venom because they're trying to reboot everyone's trying to replicate what Marvel are doing with the universe.
Yeah, that's quite common. Yes.
And we've already got to a point where that's kind like what Harry said. That's going to start to completely teeter off now because it's been done to death. DC are still trying it. Obviously, they haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. And then obviously you've got now Sony with their own universe. They're bringing back characters that no one is really going to go and see. I mean, just look at it. And then you've got Venom, where they brought out Venom, and we're never going to see Tom Holland in anything that they do now because the deal's been done with Marvel. So it's just it's something.
Sony still owns Spider-Man. Yeah, Sony have loaned Spider-Man to Marvel.
But for a certain amount of films, he can only appear in the MCU. He cannot appear in anything else. That's the deal that they made.
That's fine. That's okay. If you think about,
but we're not. So what's going to happen is now we're going to get.
What's your point? What's the point
you're trying to make?
So what I'm saying is, in the next couple of years, I don't know how many films he's contracted for, Tom Holland, but let's say 5-6 years, we're going to get another reboot of a Spider-Man, because this is the fifth reboot of a new Spider-Man, just so he can fit into their new DC universe. Fourth? It'd be the fourth, wouldn't it?
The third. If it was after Tom Holland, there'd be a fourth.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So. To me, I just boycott Sony, in my own opinion. I cannot give them the time of day because they are just literally.
Have you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Have I bloody seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Have you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
I haven't. I'm going to on Friday.
Right.
You need to see Into the Spider-Verse because what Into the Spider-Verse does, and to be honest, this happens in all the comics with the what if scenarios, the Age of Apocalypse scenarios. They introduce the multiverse.
And it's so unrelated from...
Yeah, and it's so unrelated from the Tom Holland things. They've even kind of said that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is in this multiverse somewhere, but...
Yeah.
He's just... So they've even joked and said... There's a moment in this film which they are like, is it Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man? Because I did this.
Yeah, but they just... Yeah,
we don't talk about that.
They've just copied that from Deadpool, though, haven't they? Deadpool giving
This
shots.
is the thing, Spider-Man...
Right, watch the film. We're not going to agree until you've watched the film.
I'm going to, but again, I can already see, they mentioned that... So Tom Holland... Look, Sony will say that, won't they? When they sat there, Amy Pascal sat there and said that, Tom Holland's...
They still have to talk to Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but even Kevin Feige said that this Tom Holland has nothing to do with this Venom.
No,
it has nothing to do with this Into the Spider-Verse.
Because this Venom is in another multiverse to the Spider-Man.
So Sony have just created a multiverse.
Well, no, technically Marvel did, because even the Marvel comics are in this multiverse. Because they even bring the GIF Spider-Man at the end of the film.
I mean, don't spoil anything that happens in that film.
But
so you know how DC have the live action movies?
Yeah.
And then they have the cartoon movies, and the cartoon movies are really, really good.
Yeah.
This is just the Marvel version. This movie has nothing to do with anything.
Well, it's not. It's the Sony version.
It doesn't matter who fucking made it.
The MCU has got nothing to do with anything that Sony produces.
Right, but this is how Sony should then do it. Not live action Marvel films where you're like, oh, could it link to the MCU?
Yeah.
They should carry on doing these cartoons because this one is perfect.
This is great, and the other Marvel films that Marvel have done themselves have been trash.
The animated ones.
The animated ones.
Yeah.
They have been rubbish. Because they didn't, for some reason, they couldn't put all the characters they wanted to into their adaptations. DC have done the good thing and just went, Warner Brothers, have everything.
I just think DC and Sony, even Fox to a degree, they just haven't got it right. There's no continuity. There's certain things that hit and didn't. I know it's a big learning
Well, that's
curve.
why Marvel's now 20 films in, and the DC universe is 4 with 2 reboots.
I know, but
Fox has been 50-50.
Yeah,
Like the X-Men films.
Yeah, definitely.
They're
definitely.
like 50% great, 50% utter trash.
Yeah.
I am not looking forward to Dark Phoenix.
Oh no, that's going to be
all.
Well, as you know, it's all going to get cancelled as soon as it's finished.
Well, it is, but it's just like it looks exactly the same as X-Men Last Stand.
Yeah.
Because it's without them having developed the cosmic thing like Guardians and Captain Marvel, where they go into space and have these cosmic threats. X-Men haven't done that. Everything's concise on Earth. Now, obviously, in the comics, the Phoenix is a cosmic entity that goes into Jean because she's so powerful to control it. This one, she's just a psycho, schizo, all-powerful mutation. Yeah, so... But that goes to what we talked about the other week. Number 7. Was it 7? She was psycho and had too much power, so it just links to that.
Yeah.
So... Unless you put the cosmic entity in, you're not going to get the Dark Phoenix saga, right?
No, I know. Look. I'm not being ignorant.
It could be a fucking great film.
It could be a great film.
It doesn't necessarily. Yeah.
I'm not being ignorant. I know I need to go and watch these films. I'm not that type of person. You guys know me. I'll give it a chance.
Yep.
I'm just very annoyed at Sony because we could have had a Venom in the MCU, which would have been amazing.
Don't know. We might do.
Probably
John,
will.
it's already been said that it's not going to happen.
No, yeah, but it was already like so we've had these Marvel movies for a decade now, and like 5 years ago, it was Spider-Man's never going to be in it to the point where here's Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man came out in 2012.
So why would they do
10
years and 20 movies in the MCU that reference all different bits and bobs from all over the place, and then they'll do a Sony movie that has no reference whatsoever to the MCU?
Just because that's
and
how
then
it
all of a
is.
sudden you think it's going to just be in 5 years' time. Yeah, it's just connected. It's not going to be like
Well, there was Blade that was made by a different studio.
not
Daredevil.
not connected to the MCU.
I know, but this is the thing. They're probably going to bring Blade into the MCU eventually. They're doing a reboot of
the
Blade.
way the last 20 years have gone with rights and everything, Spider-Man getting included means for anything's fucking impossible. Everything's fucking possible.
Oh, listen, I reckon.
Do you know what I mean? Like
the only reason why
we're going to have in the next 3 years, we're going to have. I don't know where the New Mutants film's
we're
going.
going to have a fucking Morbius movie, mate. Who wants that? No one.
All right, that's what people said about Guardians of the Galaxy when they announced that. They're like, "What the fuck is Guardians of the Galaxy?"
He's quite a good character.
Yeah,
but again, he's not a A-list Marvel person. But this is what Marvel did because they didn't own a lot of their
I suppose
A-list.
you're right. Captain America and Iron Man weren't.
Well, yeah, they didn't own their A-list people. Now, Iron Man was my dad's favourite, and Captain America was my dad's favourite because they were the old-timey heroes. But Spider-Man was always the forefront, and the X-Men were always the forefront, and those were the reason those films got made. And then Marvel decided, you know what? Let's take a chance on Iron Man, and luckily they got the casting perfect. Did those first 2 films, and it birthed a universe.
Well, I am looking forward to giving it a go. Spider-Man Into the Universe, even though I was reluctant to go to the cinema.
It's amazing. I cried twice.
All right, okay, it's not that good.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of fun.
No, John's very passionate. But what I'm saying is that
I cried twice.
I like Miles Morales. I mean, I got upset in the Spider-Man PlayStation game at the end when Miles.
Whoa!
Hey!
It's literally sat next to me.
Whoa!
I didn't even know he was in it. John's just handed me that game in front of you 10 minutes ago, and you're about to spoil the end of
Is
it.
he in the trailer?
No, it's not.
Yes, he is.
I haven't watched the trailer. I haven't watched the trailer.
He's in the
I
trailer.
haven't watched. I didn't watch.
What did you say last week? Oh, John spoils stuff.
You know what?
I literally just gave the game in the
She
box.
literally sat like right here. You can see it.
Do you know what it? Well, I couldn't. Do you know what it is? John's having an effect on me. He's got his special power. He gives off a pheromone, right? That makes people spoil things. That's why I'm known as Spoiler Rabbits. Do you know what I mean? That is why people call me that because of you, John.
Because of
John's a Dark Phoenix of spoilers.
Right, don't get wrong. We're boycotting Sony.
No,
no, we're not.
Right. I went to go and see The Green Book at the cinema.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good. I tried to watch it the other day and then chose not to.
Really, really great movie. very, very emotional at times. Great movie. And yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys.
What's it about? Because I know what it's about.
I don't know what is it about?
It's not a Marvel movie.
No, I know it's not a Marvel movie. I do go see other films.
To be fair, I chose to go and see this over Captain Marvel.
See, I went to see Captain Marvel, but I've also seen
I know it's about a musician.
So it's about a guy called Dr. Don Shirley, and he's a world-class African-American pianist in like I think it's like the 60s.
Jazz.
So yeah, no, he's not. He's a classic.
Yes, I know.
It's like Beethoven. And
I know what film this is.
And it's Viggo Mortensen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously he plays Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. And then it's I got to pronounce this right because I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for this. But it's Mahershala Ali. Is that?
Sure.
It's the guy that plays that's in Luke Cage season 1.
Yep.
Who plays the villain
Cottonmouth. Yep.
Amazing, and he plays one of the main detectives in True Detective season 3.
Oh, I've not seen season 2 wasn't good enough.
No,
for me to stop.
Trust me, season 3 gets back up to season 1 standards, but I digress. Right, so amazing film.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Viggo plays a guy called Tony Lip, and he basically takes Mahershala Ali, who plays Don Shirley, down a tour of South America. Very, very racist even today.
Yeah.
Place to be. I know it's progressed a bit slightly, but what I'm getting at is that it was obviously not a great place for a black person to be in the 60s playing classical music to redneck hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
But he did it. There's a reason why he did it, and basically this Tony Lip is his like bodyguard.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's the journey that they both make together.
One best movie at the Oscars.
Yeah, it's honestly.
I'll definitely watch it.
Gotta go watch that.
I will watch that.
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
heard that was really good.
Yeah, I mean, Viggo plays. He can just play some great. And he's nearly 60 odd now. I can't believe it.
He doesn't look 60.
He doesn't. No. So yeah, that was that. Anything else we want to add?
I've had quite a big life event happen.
Go on.
I finally have a new. How long has it been? 10 years? Yeah, 11 years. I now have a new favourite game of all time.
Uncharted 4?
Nope, I've had something beat Mass Effect.
Oh, okay.
Detroit Become Human.
Oh, okay.
It might be the greatest game I have ever played.
Really?
Oh my god.
I've got it in my Amazon basket.
Oh my god. The story, it's...
Is it good?
Oh,
is it by the people that made Heavy Rain?
Yeah. And then they made Beyond Two Souls, which is fine. Like,
I need to play Heavy Rain through fully.
Heavy Rain's amazing. Beyond Two Souls, yeah, it's good. Detroit Become Human is so...
immersive.
So you play it as free. It's set in the future, like 30 years in the future.
AI, isn't it?
And androids are like commonplace household machines. That like you have them in your house to do various functions. Through spoilers, they start to become deviant. They start to become self-aware.
Like iRobot.
Yeah, and you play like a bit like GTA style. You play 3 of them, and the story jumps between one who goes off to join like a rebellion, another one who's running away, and then another one who is like a cop. He's like a cop android, and you're investigating.
I've seen the trailer, the gameplay for that.
Oh, and what it does is at the end of each chapter, it shows you the branch that you took and all the possible points of story could have split.
So it's like the butterfly effect. There's so many different.
Yeah, and it shows this flowchart of like and it shows this blue line of where you went, and then it shows all the other lines you could have gone. But they're locked out, so you don't get like other options.
So it's got multiple playthroughs.
Yeah, you can take a guess, but it's like there's like some bits that you just do something. Like that's the logical thing for me to do. You do it, not thinking it's just a normal task in the game. When you get to the end of the chapter, it shows you the flow chart. You realise there was something different I could have done there. I don't know how I would have done that. Maybe it's something in a previous chapter that would. It just. There's so many different variations of how this game would have gone. I borrowed it off Jenna. And like she got the last like third of the game for her was completely different. Completely like my two of my
those kind of games.
Yeah, 2 of my characters had such a wild like the last 3 hours of the game. They were in different locations doing different things with different people compared to hers because she pressed circle and I pressed square.
So is this like the Until Dawn? Because Until Dawn's very similar, or is Detroit more complex? There's
more complex. It's got more
going on.
There's more various different paths you can take. Like choices between like whether you fail there's 2 game modes. There's easy mode where you can't lose any characters, everyone survives to the end, and it's really difficult to fail a quick time. Or there's the normal game mode where like you can lose if you fuck something up. One of the main characters can die, or any of the characters can die at any point. I missed one button, like I missed a bunch of button presses in a quick time, and nothing bad happened. And then I missed one in one action sequence, and I lost one of the characters.
Okay.
And it just
Did you reload?
No.
Harry doesn't do that.
The story I got is the story I got is a story I get, and then I love having the conversation with people about what happened to you.
Well, yes.
And this is the one that seems to be the game that's been the most wildly different for people. Like things like The Walking Dead, you either go left or right, and the same stuff happens, just maybe in a different.
You get to the same. You get from A to B, but you go. The journey there is different.
Well, Telltale was the revolution of those games, wasn't it?
This one goes from A to B, but B is. There's so many different variations of B. There's like 8 or 9 different endings for each character.
Yeah, so it's in my Amazon basket, and so is Until Dawn.
Until Dawn's great, but it's like that has the same story, and and then based on your choices, different characters are alive or dead.
Yeah.
The end and that is still the same.
Okay.
Become Human has like the entire game could be a completely different story.
You gonna play through it again?
I think it's now taken the place of Mass Effect, where I'll play that once a year. And like my big decisions, I'll flip them. I'll flip my big decisions. So it was like where I chose to run away from one situation, I won't.
There's trophies for different endings, isn't there?
Yeah, but I'm not fussed about trophies.
Okay.
No, it's just that's because I know Xavier Woods played it to get all the different endings.
We're gonna have to move on to the main discussion.
I did. That's good because I did nothing this week.
Yeah, sorry, John. We got really.
No, I literally have done nothing. I saw Captain Marvel, which I'm not going to start that conversation again with you.
Not yet.
And I've been, as I said, I've been watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've been out, so.
Okay. We will discuss Captain Marvel. But yeah, I need to go watch it this Wednesday. Right. So, in this week's main topic, we'll be discussing our favourite movie soundtracks.
Will we?
Will again?
Again?
Wow. Okay. Like
really? Because we've left this because we knew it was coming. So episode 15, the one you didn't cut to.
I'll just cut all this out, John. So we'll just go back to our favourite gaming soundtracks then.
Again, that was in that.
That was in it. We did all soundtracks, mate.
So let's just go home then. I'll just stop the podcast.
Don't stop it.
So what's the point in catching me out for? I'm just going to cut all this out.
Because it's fucking funny.
No, we'll just do what we said. Upcoming films we're looking forward to.
No, performances.
Best performances.
People have been casting stuff that we're looking forward to.
Don't you know? Like...
No idea.
But okay, I'll start then, shall I?
When I saw the
message, it might as well just be a 25-minute segment of you two talking about
when I saw the message from you, and I was like, really? That sounds good. A message, John. I went, don't say anything.
I knew you probably would do something like that.
Okay, well, I'll start then.
You two carry on for 25 minutes, and I'll just start doing some work emails.
I can do that.
So, one of the films I am looking forward to see how it's going to play out now. It had another trailer this week.
Are you about performances?
Performances. I want to see how Will Smith's going to do as the genie.
Yeah.
Because the trailer that was released this week, I was kind of like, okay, he's playing Will Smith.
Whoa!
No, it's like he's playing himself.
Will Smith playing a Will Smith character like Will Smith?
Yeah. Will Smith Inception.
No. Well, yeah, because he couldn't just do he couldn't just try and do Robin Williams. This is one of those roles that you can't. The original was done so well, you cannot emulate it. Like Heath Ledger doing the Joker, he couldn't emulate Jack Nicholson's. He couldn't try and be something similar, so he did something completely different.
Yes.
And then, like when the other Jokers come along, they can't emulate Heath Ledger, so they do something completely different.
But I am really interested to see that because, as I say, he's not blue the entire time. He is blue, and the CGI may get better. This is a Disney film; they do tend to get better. Like the first Avengers trailer and the Jurassic World trailer, they kept adding things in the background on those because obviously they're all green screen.
Have you analysed the Jurassic World trailers because you love those movies that much? You know the trailers.
I'm not going to comment, but
that's a yes then.
But if you watch the Mosasaurus scene from the first trailer to the final cut, it's completely different. They don't have the stands around.
You know, most people just use porn for this, John.
I know porn. But the one thing I'm not looking forward to about that film is I just don't. Jafar doesn't seem evil enough.
Go into the cave of wonders.
Originally, Sir Patrick Stewart wanted to play Jafar, and I was like, that would have been.
Jafar's supposed to sound like this hoity-toity, posh,
evil.
Like Alan Rickman would have been a perfect Jafar. Do you know what I mean? That type of like Snapey kind.
He'd already played an evil wizard.
Exactly, but like he's supposed to be this like long face, probably British because we're all evil.
Yeah.
Like this British, slow, long drawn character who is like, ugh. But this Jafar is like very like, ooh, go into the cave of wonders. Have your balls dropped yet or not? Because he's not very. He looks like someone cosplaying as Jafar. They all look like someone cosplaying.
Yeah, the only person that looks any good in that film at the moment is the genie.
Jasmine looks
the part in the most recent trailer, but again,
is this the first of these Disney? No, Beauty
no,
Beast.
it's not the first. They've all done loads. They've done Cinderella. They've done Maleficent.
Yeah. I mean, with like live action human characters, like Maleficent looks like Maleficent.
Maleficent looks exactly like Maleficent. They just changed her story slightly.
But
Cinderella, I haven't seen because it's Cinderella.
The cast of Aladdin look like cosplayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Beauty and the Beast. The Beast was a little bit weird with the CGI face, but everything else, like, it was more realistic. It wasn't cartoony. That's the issue. But even the rug, obviously, it's a rug. They can't get a rug wrong. But the rug looks like exactly like he's been brought out the animated film and put into the. He's really sulking, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sulking at all.
Okay.
Again, I'll just cut that out.
But
I'm doing an email.
there is another film which apparently is already out in America and has been absolutely bombed, which is Hellboy.
And you're looking. Oh God! Are you looking forward to it?
No, I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
What? It's not Ron Perlman. It's the guy from Stranger Things. Who plays the cop in Stranger Things?
Emails.
I'm not sulking. But do my work emails.
Who plays the detective in Stranger Things?
The guy.
Yeah. He's obviously playing Hellboy, and I was like, oh, really looking forward to that. But apparently it's been...
It looks terrible. The trailers look terrible.
The trailers look Resident Evil. Like that kind of level.
Quality, yeah, like... It just looks very... Like, the trailers are all over the place. There's, like, a scene on Earth, there's a scene in Hell, there's a scene on a hill, there's a scene in a city. It just seems like, how are you going to get all of these places into one movie coherently and make it make sense?
Yeah.
1 minute he's got a fiery sword. That looks like it's probably the end of the movie.
His horns?
And then he hasn't got his horns. We know he files his horns off.
Yeah.
And then he grows them back when he's like, I'm angry. But it just looked like it's going to be all over the place. And the villain looks like another... class, like, it looks like so two-dimensional. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she just like she's going to come in and go, I'm an evil woman and I want to rule the world.
Yeah, she's a
for
blood priest in this or something. Obviously, speaking Resident Evil, it's just
the ancient demons from years ago. I want to release them all onto. Oh God, I've seen it 1,000 times. Do something different and interesting.
Well, it's all about that's all about King Arthur's story, isn't it? In Hellboy.
Yeah, I think it's got links to that because I think Excalibur's in it.
She's the main witch that fights
Morgana.
Yeah, and she fights Merlin, the wizard. So it's a really interesting story.
Do we know if Abe Sapien's in the new movie?
No, they've changed Abe. Well, again, I haven't seen the movie, but he was in Lost. It was they drowned. Him and his wife drowned.
Oh, the guy who plays Jin. Daewoo.
I think it's him.
Mm-hmm.
It looks exactly like him.
No, you should have just said.
I should have just said.
You should have said I don't know.
He turns into a Jaguar person.
Oh right, cool. I know it. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he turns into a Jaguar person. I haven't read the Hellboy comics. No. I know Abe Sapien.
I think he'll be saved for a sequel.
He might be, or he'll be just in the. He'll be in the lab. He won't be out and about, but. John Hurt's character is it? It was John Hurt.
Mm-hmm. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
No, this is what my thing was. I originally was really looking forward to this film because I actually like the Hellboy films are kind of like I enjoy watching them.
They were perfect for Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
the director was his
Hellboy 1 was great.
Yeah.
Hellboy 2 probably went on probably 45 minutes longer than it needed to.
It's not awful though.
But it was like they were a trilogy and they never made the third film.
Because people didn't pay to see it, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's happened to a lot of things, hasn't it?
Mm.
So that was one I was looking to see the performance as Hellboy, because I know he's put a lot of work into it and working out to be it, but I just think the film's going to be awful.
So you know what a performance I'm looking forward to, but I'm not excited about. I'm not like, yeah, this is going to be great. I really can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this for how bad it's going to be and the shitstorm.
If you say what I think you're going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're going to say Detective Pikachu.
No, because that's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to just saying it out loud makes me laugh. Just the concept of this, I still don't believe is true. But Jim Carrey playing Dr. Robotnik just sounds like it's going to be terrible. How is that going to be good? Because Jim Carrey has gone off the rails a bit.
Yes.
And, I understand why, and the position he's in. He's not actually gone off the rails. He's just portraying himself as having gone off the rails. But I don't think Robotnik's ever been that kind of zany Jim Carrey kind of character. And then based on how they've made Sonic look, which is also a complete travesty.
I don't even know. Have you seen it? What Sonic looks like?
You haven't seen what Sonic looks like?
I've seen. Yeah, it looks terrible. I've seen it on Instagram. Is it on Instagram?
Well, that was the poster they put on Instagram. There's been a full image release.
There's a whole branding guidelines accidentally leaked of just all different shots of him.
And it's that one, isn't it?
Yeah, he has white hands. Yeah. A character who wears gloves
has white hands.
Instead of just putting fucking gloves on him, they've just he's got white hair on his hands. That's a bit weird.
Maybe that's just how he is, and he puts red gloves on in the movie.
Well, he has white gloves in everything else.
Like red aren't they red with white
shoes?
That's
his shoes.
Yeah.
It's like me growing my hair into a hat. Do you know what I mean? Like, why?
Maybe he's a young hedgehog, and that's what happens to young hedgehogs, and then he gets older and he gets blue hands. Fuck knows. Who cares? It's going to be shit.
It is going to be absolutely awful.
I can't wait. This is one of those. I can't wait to see how bad this is. I'm not going to go to cinema and see it. Not a chance. Although I've got to wait until at least a trailer comes out before I make an actual decision.
Well, yeah, because we were sort of shocked, but you say that, but then Detective Pikachu.
I said the exact same thing. I was like, I think
we were talking about that in one of our first podcasts. We were like, that is going to be horrendously
Why
bad.
not just make a goddamn Pokemon movie?
And they have.
Yeah, it is exactly what it is. And I said the same thing about Lego.
Mewtwo's going to be the thing of nightmares looking at that trailer.
They shouldn't have spoiled him.
No, they shouldn't have. That should have been a
surprise.
A surprise. Yeah. Like, there's another film that's done that, where a character's just appeared and you didn't think he was going to be in it this year.
Right.
And it's just, I can't think what it was. It was like when it first came, it happened, and everyone was like, oh shit, he's in the film. It's our
weekly John's just realised something on the spot, and we get to go on the journey of his thought process whilst he tries to remember. Go on.
I can't think what it is though, so I'm just going to stop.
You're a trailer for a movie where you didn't think someone was going to be in it.
Yeah, and then they were in it. But I can't think what film it is.
Thanks for bringing it up.
People might know what it is.
How?
I don't know.
That's almost as bad as the Destiny description.
City in the Sky. But yeah. Mike, have you got any films you're looking forward to?
Avengers.
Yep.
There's no performances because
we're discussing performances.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got nothing.
So you basically Josh Brolin's Thanos again?
No.
That was the best part.
Are you looking forward to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel?
No. No. I'm not looking forward to coming in and saving the day.
Is it? It's not. Well, going from Captain Marvel to the original Captain Marvel, Shazam. I don't know what to make of that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
DC, I don't think they fucking know what's going on.
I don't know enough.
First test screenings are saying it's coming off good.
It's because, the guy playing Shazam,
Zachary Levi,
who he was Chuck, he just is like, he's so happy. You can tell he's just so happy to be doing this role.
Yeah, he was so glad Marvel killed off his character so he could take on this role.
This is like Ryan Reynolds doing Deadpool. Like, he's so happy he's got this role. He's always wanted this role. And all the trailers make it look good.
Yeah.
However, like a lot of DC trailers have made movies look good, and so far they've all bored me. Everyone loved Aquaman, and I was like,
I have not seen that yet.
I just found myself.
I enjoyed Aquaman
every 10 minutes.
I enjoyed Aquaman. Aquaman was very, very pretty. I wish I'd seen it in the cinema.
There was a lot of with the DC ones. There's a lot of like obvious plot, like the plot twists are obvious. The story's like, the big evil people want to take over the world, so the downtrodden heroes, and every single one is the downtrodden heroes going to rise up and try and defeat them and take their rightful place.
Yeah, I think that's what was nice about Infinity War. They lost.
Yeah,
and that's what was sort of nice about Ragnarok. Even though I'm still have issues with that film. They technically lost.
Yeah, no, that's when you've got a good series. You can, it's good to have them end like John Wick 2 ends on a bit of a downer. It ends in a, he survives, but it's like, yeah, but you may have got through this, but
they're gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, good.
John Wick's gonna die at the end. Yeah. Obviously, that's a film that's coming out this year, and well, you can say Keanu Reeves is just going to be amazing in that. You don't need to look forward to that film.
It's like I'm not looking forward to see what his performance is like. I'm just looking forward to seeing his performance again.
Yeah,
John Wick. Yeah,
headshot.
But I don't. There's nothing. If you'd have asked me this question last week, it would have been The Green Book, because I would have been looking forward to Mahershala Ali's performance. That's it. There's nothing else that I'm anticipating other than Avengers. That's it. And I don't know what I'm getting except for Captain Marvel, which I just
After Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm a little like I'm a big fan of Queen and everything, and I thought that film was going to be great. But one that seems to have been a bit quieter compared to Bohemian Rhapsody is the Rocket Man one.
Taron Egerton is that one's going to be a bit more of a fantasy biopic. So it's not going to be based on a true story. It's going to be based on kind of
what Elton John wanted.
No, he's going to play Elton John, but it's not going to follow his life as such. There's going to be lots of dream sequences and fiction in there, but on purpose. It's going to be it's going to be drug-induced
fantasies. It's not going to be like the Pick of Destiny, is it?
No, it's not that. But yeah, that Pick of Destiny isn't a Tenacious D movie about their life. It's just
no, a fantasy origin.
Yeah, so it's not like Bohemian Rhapsody, where Bohemian Rhapsody was supposed to be a fictional version of someone's life. This one is a kind of events from his life, but they're told through weird dream sequences and music videos and performances and whatnot. I'm looking forward to it because I like Taron Egerton. He's done some good stuff apart from Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's apparently not done well at all.
If you've not seen Eddie the Eagle, it's so good in Eddie the Eagle.
Oh, Eddie the Eagle. That's great. Yeah. And Hugh Jackman in that's great as well. I enjoyed that film probably more than I should have.
That's just a proper happy film. It's just you watch it, you feel really good at the end of it.
Yeah, it's just even though he was the only person that ever went, wasn't he? Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. Just trying to think what else is coming out that isn't superhero related this year or Disney, because it seems we've got Dumbo, we've got Spider-Man, we've got Toy Story.
That's what I've got. We've got Lion King. I've just got there's no new performances that are coming out.
Zombieland Double Tap.
Yeah. I think I've been I used to look forward to so and so's just been cast as this character and I'd get excited, and now I'm like, well, people I've not given a shit about have been cast as characters I didn't give a shit about, and they've been some of the best performances. And Ryan Reynolds is going to be Green Lantern. I can't wait for that. Ouch. So I now no longer get excited unless it's a casting that's so perfect, like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. When they announce a casting like that, you're like, yeah, I can see that. That's really spot on good. Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Seth Rogen film, which is the new Superbad?
No, I don't watch. I tend not to watch trailers where possible.
It was very weird because it's a Seth Rogen film. Now, the trailer I saw was it's a Seth Rogen film, and he was basically, it was the PG rated trailer. Yeah. So he's talking to the kids in front of a laptop saying, "Have you seen the new R-rated trailer's come out for your film? Yeah. But even though you star in the film, you're not old enough to watch this trailer because you do some weird, fucked up shit in this film." And it's like, "Well, can't we see the trailer?" He went, "No, it's rated R. You can't, though you can star in the film, you can't watch the trailer."
I've seen that. Yeah, that's
no, I've not seen that. I'll probably watch that.
So, but apparently that's going to be the new Superbad, but younger.
All right. Okay. That seems awkward.
Just on another topic, because everyone seems to be talking about it at the moment. Have you two going to watch the Madeleine McCann thing on Netflix?
I started watching it last night.
Started watching it.
Yep.
I haven't started it because
I have sleep.
So if we haven't, have you watched the Michael Jackson one yet?
I haven't watched the Michael Jackson one. No,
I've watched all of that. In
Netflix seems to just be releasing things so fast at the moment.
That's Channel 4. It's on all four. The Michael
Jackson. I thought it was on Netflix.
No. So Michael Jackson one is on all four, and the Madeleine McCann one is on Netflix. So
Okay.
watching the Michael Jackson one, and if you haven't, you should, and form your own opinion, because the documentary is very biased in one direction.
And this is the problem.
What did One Direction do? Did he do the One Direction as well?
It basically it gives you all the evidence in one direction. If you kind of
That he was.
it makes it almost blindingly obvious. Like, how could no one have fucking noticed? But then at the time, it's like no one could have noticed. I'd watch it. It's very, very, very. It's very good. It's a very good documentary.
It's a witch hunt documentary.
But yeah, I think you've got to not just take what you see. It has its butts that aren't in the documentary. And the Madeleine McCann one seems to be going the same way. It seems to be going.
I fell asleep second episode.
I just they did it.
Yeah.
But again, I've not seen it. People at work have watched all of it already, and they were talking about it, and it's just one of those things that I'm probably going to have to watch to discuss.
I think it's the closest we'll ever get to an answer on that one because it happened so long ago.
She'd be 18. No?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. But that was a depressing turn. But just going back to upcoming performances, I really want to get Days Gone
right
now.
Okay, go on.
Because the guy that's in Days Gone, who's playing the main...
Really? This is why you want to get it?
No, it's just... It seems like it's going to have a really good story and everything.
Were you going to say you want to get it because he was Starkiller from Force
No,
Unleashed?
but he does good mocap and stuff. He knows how to do acting in games. He's done quite a lot of acting in games now. But I don't know, it just seems to interest me because it doesn't seem like the zombie apocalypse is the main part of this film.
That's what interested me, yeah. So it seems like it's got that Sony exclusive polish on it.
But
do you know what I mean by that? Like Sony exclusives have that certain.
Well, God of War, Spider-Man, yeah, but I've read loads of shit, man, and it just doesn't look good.
What, Days Gone?
Yep.
Well, I've just heard nothing but good.
Kind of funny. He said it's for me kind of funny. In IGN, they've been basically saying that. I mean, I've been anticipating this game since last year. I just really fucking want to play this game.
Which one? Death Stranding or Days Gone?
Days Gone.
But they talk about it. They talk about it sort of like Greg Miller talks about it like he knows the game is not God of War, Spider-Man exclusive standards.
No.
But he's not. He's playing the Joe Rogan sit on the fence like sort of neutral. Yeah,
well, that's what you want to do. Because to be honest, it could come out.
I discovered his podcast this week, so I know exactly what Joe Rogan's podcast. Yeah,
you know,
exactly
Joe Rogan's a great, fantastic podcast. But yeah, sometimes he does lean sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I wish he did it more. But yeah, Days Gone, I've just heard that it's kind of, it doesn't quite hit the mark, but it's going to be entertaining. So
I think it's going to be interesting the mechanics it brings into the game because if it does the zombie horde stuff well that it seems to show in the trailer.
So what I've heard is that's not in there as much as
it's been in the trailers.
Yeah, so in the trailers it was like, look at this nonsense, and that doesn't happen often. It's more about exploring, taking out camps of
you get World War Z that's just come out because isn't that free? Is that free? World War Z that's just come out? Shoot, or it's coming out because DayZ.
So there's a guy called Robin.
Too many zombie
Gaming,
games.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's the guy that you need to watch. So Robin Gaming is a guy that is, even Sony invited him along to play Days Gone. And he's a guy that's very critical of a lot of things, and he asks a lot of difficult questions. He's a massive PlayStation guy. He's got a lot of people subscribed to his channel. And he played 4 hours, I think, and he just said that the polish just isn't there. I mean, it's been delayed like 3 times.
Blimey.
You know what I mean? Like, it just sort of, I don't know.
It says it does look to me very generic, but then what I keep reading and hearing is it looks generic. The characters look like they're just tough bikers, but they all have those layers that they all have that involvement. You get hooked on them when you're doing side missions. You don't feel like you're just doing the Ubisoft standard side mission stuff.
Yeah. So today I heard from, I forget the guy's name on IGN, their thoughts and impressions on it, and the one on one of the podcasts, and they were saying like you kill like a horde of, I can't remember what they're called, and you don't go
freakers.
Yeah, freakers. Yeah. But you don't go around like in Red Dead and cut their ears off one by one. You just get a collective amount of ears that you can then take back to camp and then give to camp, and I'll give you something for it.
Right. When did you chop off ears in Red Dead?
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You're collectively doing challenges constantly in Days Gone. Whereas, like in Red Dead, you want to loot someone, you have to go up to every single person and loot them, and it's like a real tedious, long, arduous. You have to pick up that bun. You have to, but that was meant to be like that to immerse it. So, like Days Gone, yeah. So there's loads of challenges. It always keeps rewarding you, but they were talking about there's no cars in the game. There's the spikes. It's just like. There's just low. I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'll pick it up when it's on PlayStation Now, or when it'll be on.
I will borrow it.
It'll be on PlayStation Now, so I'll get it on PlayStation Now.
Okay.
I don't buy physical anything anymore.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it like you, John, but we'll just see.
Well, I've just looked, and I think that will be. Oh wait. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of story games coming out, apart from Days Gone and Death Stranding.
Shit, that reminded me. Did you finish Tacoma?
I'm 2 hours in. I'm halfway, I think. It's 4 hours, isn't it?
Okay, never mind. I thought you'd finished that in one.
No, I started playing it and then I came off. I was playing some more PUBG. I love Tacoma though. It's so good so far. I did the first bit and then I'm...
On the second bit, there's 4 bits.
So... Yeah, I'm on the second bit. So I did the where they're making the party, where they're doing the cake.
Yeah.
And then I've gone up to the next part, and I'm just before I go in. So I've gone back up the lift.
So what's happened?
Yeah.
You have to find the password to follow the blue lady captain into.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know that yet. I haven't got there. But yeah.
Oh, you just missed it then. So when they're doing the party.
I've done the party, and then you go into the kitchen, listen to the people in the kitchen, and they're all doing different conversations. Yeah. The guy playing snooker,
and you keep rewinding.
The AI seems very funny to me.
She walks into her office, and you get like a good chunk of story there.
Oh yeah.
You have to get the code off someone else.
Yeah, to get into the lockers and stuff. That's it. Yeah, you go into the gym.
Yeah,
and so I'm in the gym. It's alright. I can't remember the.
Okay, no, it's fine.
But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, so that's a good game. But yeah.
But speaking of games, and you playing PUBG, where were you last night when we were playing Siege?
PUBG?
Missing out on a good night of goddamn Siege.
I denied that I was going to play PUBG.
Yeah, that's why none of us were saying. Where's Mike? Where's Mike?
No, we did think you were just going to play PUBG.
No, I'm 30% into downloading the update. I don't know why my game didn't update automatically.
Because it's a big update.
Big update.
So that's 30% in. I'm gonna.
I've got to change my controllers back.
I haven't pulled off my Twitch yet. I have a lovely recording of Mozzie getting John for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. When Mozzie's little drone Mozzie's little spiders jump on your drone to take him over, it's like a jump scare. So like none of us told John what happens. You see him go, "Oh my god!"
I had a very, very bad start to that game last night. I think we played 3 rounds and I didn't move.
He didn't fire a bullet. The very first round he played on the new map, he got spawn peaked immediately. It was great.
Yeah. And then I decided I just didn't want to shoot one guy. He's poking out a window. Oh, I'm dead.
The new map is kind of a testament to how they've experimented with bigger maps and they've experimented with maps with higher more levels, and they've realised, oh no, smaller maps with 2 levels and some really identifiable rooms.
So I found it last night. It was when you went off for a bit
to break my sink.
To break your sink. Yeah. But you know where the shark is?
Yeah, see, I know exactly where the shark is.
So the shark is. So what I found, and no one I'm going to fight against is going to listen to this. I found if you place a frost trap under the shark fin, people jump over the balcony.
Onto the shark?
No, they go onto the shark and then drop down, or just jump over the balcony to get down. So I got 3 people in frost traps yesterday, just putting that frost trap in the middle of the room with no point to being, because people just don't expect you to put a frost trap in the middle of the room.
It's a quick way down to the kitchen.
But I kept doing it, and that's how I kept Matt and Ollie were like, oh, they're in the hallway, so I'd be upstairs because I get someone who was about to do the hatch, and then I'd just drop down and shoot. And the whole route, it's so easily to defend that. If they're in the kitchen, you can defend that kitchen really easily.
Yeah, that kitchen's a great room.
Garage is a flipping pain.
It's also a great
room. But,
the entire map is just.
You haven't played the new map, have you?
The new map feels like a new old map. It feels like Oregon.
It reminded me
Clubhouse.
of the.
It reminds me of Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. It reminded me before they changed everything.
Yeah, I hate the change.
I don't like them changing the base.
Changing the base.
You know the base, the army base.
Oh, Hereford. You don't like the new Hereford.
I don't like the new Hereford.
I don't like the new Hereford.
It's too confusing.
There's too much going on.
It was downstairs. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms in a square. Mm-hmm. That was it. Now you've got a maze of rooms, and
all of the maps in year 3 last year. All of the maps last year were mazes. We didn't get one. We got. What did we get? We got. Was it Tower? Theme Park Tower? No, that was year 2. That was year 3. Yeah, Theme Park Tower and the one you literally just said, the rework of Hereford.
Hereford, yeah.
And they're all confusing as balls.
Yeah, I got used to Tower. I ended up liking Tower.
Sorry, Tower was year 2.
Tower year 2?
Yeah, so
was Tower year 2?
I can't
Villa.
remember.
Because
too many seasons.
Me and Mike figured out Tower really, really well.
Yeah,
now our tactic was sledging. Sledge and blitz. So I'd sledge the way in, and he'd literally run in with blitz, and we'd be able to. And if you rush them with that combo, and if you had an Ash with you as well, they don't anticipate it.
Not anymore.
Well, no, they've don't know what happened with
now
Ash.
Now they have all of the intel now as defenders. Is great. It's like the game. The meta of the game has returned to a good place again. I wasn't a fan of it. Like not last season.
I did enjoy it last night. Like we were ending up winning at the end.
I think because we've stopped playing that game. We got really into it, got really serious about it, and wanted to do really well. And we're trying to give each other call outs and because we haven't played for so long, we've forgotten how to do that. We just played the game and had a blast.
Well, did you see the thing that they put in place? You've got to be at least level 30 now. They upped the cap to level 30 to play in ranked games.
Yes.
So you wouldn't get the newbies. I want to play as Nomad. You took Nomad. Shoot you.
Oh, I never got that anyway.
Oh, I got loads of.
We were getting a lot of team killing yesterday on opposite teams. Opposite teams would just wipe themselves.
Yeah,
out
we didn't because it was 4 of us and 1 person.
Yeah,
we had 1 person that killed me, but to be honest, I
had 1 person who killed me.
Yeah, was it Matt?
Yeah, you know when you storm a room and everyone is in the same goddamn door. You're approaching it, you can see everyone in the same doorway, and they're all trying to shoot, and they're like, "Oh, if I go and join them, 1 C4 is going to wipe out the entire team."
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a step back, and as I took a step back, Ollie popped and went, "I'm going to join too," and bopped me in the back of the head, didn't he? And everyone's going nuts, going, "Oh, sneak run!" I'm like, "Whoa, Ollie just killed me."
I'm going to read. I'll download it. I'll finish downloading it later.
It's good. The new map's good. Fun. The new operators are good. I now love Nomad from the last season. She's so good.
See, I still. Well, I've never played her.
The fact that I love her would maybe suggest probably yes.
I still like my classic 2, Sledge and Frost. The only thing with Sledge is you hit RB, you just hit with a hammer. You don't have to do any of this X crap. Which
you can switch that off.
I know I've got to switch that off.
Yeah.
But
Legion was your guy.
Oh, he played as Legion yesterday, and he threw me a goo mine down by a window I was watching, and I was like, "I've thrown a goo mine there for you, Harry," and I'm like, right, the guy's already the guy walked in and went right, and then John threw out the goo mine, and I'm like, cheers, John.
Yeah, Legion's your guy. Frost's Harry's person. That's how I always remember it.
No, don't you try and take fucking
Frost is mine.
No,
I probably still have, despite having not played as Frost.
Frost is not yours,
I
John.
probably still have more kills and more Frost trap captures with Frost. I completed Frost. That's how I look at it. I completed Frost.
Who's your attacker? I can't remember who your
Sledge.
attacker was. No, it wasn't Sledge before Sledge. It wasn't Sledge.
Glass.
It used to be Glass.
It was Glass.
But then the levels have not been built with Glass. Glass is... This one might be good.
Outback, because it's that L shape.
Yeah.
You can see across.
I can see that, but I was playing a lot as Blackbeard after you went, because the shield helped to get... You were able to get into close proximity.
There's a lot of window.
There is a lot of windows, but... Oh, God. It was just weird. Like, I thought I was getting shot by Matt. And I was like, why are you shooting me? When it wasn't me. As we see a window behind us that's just been shot through.
I have to openly admit something on the podcast. So last night when we were playing Siege, Cracker was playing his castle, and I was playing his mute, and Cracker barricades up a window. And I go to do the combo of castle and mute, where you put a castle barricade down and then you mute it so they can't get in. And as I'm running up to it, some dickhead as Frost runs up and puts a frost trap under a castle window. That's what I said. I was like, John, what are you doing? Don't put a fucking frost trap there. They're not. I'm going to put mute down. They're never going to get in it. And that
can work,
right? No.
And then what? So I picked it up,
and that was where they breached and won the round through that window.
Yeah. So what you can't.
No, we won.
Oh, we won.
Because I managed to put a frost trap down.
I was thinking of putting the breach on the castle and then rappelling in, bang, but then you'd get caught by the frost trap.
Oh yeah, no, but
you can't in that window.
This wasn't a repelling window.
This is a roof. This was a, like the balcony in the China one.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like it's got a bit of that going on, like on the Hong Kong.
We're gonna have to move on
to the film of the week.
Yeah. Oh blimey, I forgot that was even a thing we needed to talk about.
Properly gone well over.
Jesus.
You didn't think we'd have stuff to talk about.
I didn't have anything to talk about because I just wasn't prepared for that topic. Right, so this week's media discussion is The Big Lebowski on Netflix. Take it away.
I mean, it's Big Lebowski, wasn't it? It's like a movie I've seen a few times. And
yeah, so me and you have seen it hundreds of times. John?
I don't see the mass appeal of it.
You don't get the hype.
It's a cult
I don't
classic.
get the hype.
It's a cult classic, though, isn't it? That's
I can see what it is, and I think... Now, the actors in it, all great performances. Like, well, actually, okay, I'm going to say not all great performances. Jeff Bridges and John Goodman, great performances. The rest of the film was just full of really famous actors.
Yeah.
But it's just...
Man, I thought you'd like it after...
I don't know, it just seemed to be very... I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
You probably watched it with... Because it's like years on and there's so much hype about it. You probably watched it with all that hype in mind and it didn't live up to any of the hype. Because I don't understand the hype of this movie either.
Yeah, it reminded me of another film as well.
Oh God, is this what you're going to say, but I don't know what that film is?
No, it seems to follow the same as loads of films. Like you've got to
I love making you be specific when you can't.
What was the Christmas film with Seth Rogen in?
The Night Before.
Yeah,
it's not even anything like that.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different film, but
can we just all take that? Does no one ever want to be this guy? This guy has got no fucking worries, man, and he seems to be strolling through life, and it just happens.
Well, he does have worries. He wants someone to pay for his rug.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's like this guy is so fucking chilled. He writes a check for milk. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, because it's probably going to bounce, and how are they ever going to find him for that?
That's what I got from that. Like I just got that he has no money, so he just writes checks.
He writes money, and that's it. It's literally he is a lazy slob,
he's a hippie. That's what everyone was in the 60s.
I love.
I don't think he's even a hippie.
He's the dude.
I do love in every scene he's drinking a White Russian.
I got into White Russians.
Yeah, I was like, what's he drinking? White Russian. I googled it. It's like next time I'm out.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm gonna have a White Russian. And then I drank like 14 Long Island iced teas this weekend.
Yeah, right. Quite a lot of
where you get them from there, because some of them, like some fancy places, do White Russians, and they like put the cream on their and you just fucking give me a bottle of semi-skim milk, a bottle of Clear, a bottle of vodka, bang.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to be. You don't. It's not supposed to be. Well, I think anyway, it's not supposed to be like that. But yeah, I just think it's amazing. I think it's beautifully done. I
like the idea of just it's someone who, by chance, someone who just does not give a crap about much apart from
gets into so much shit.
Yeah, and all he wants, like the MacGuffin for him in this film, is all he wants is someone to either pay for or replace his rug. and he gets drawn into these people who are like so over dramatic. Like this stepmom, the wife.
Yeah.
Is like, fakes her own kidnapping and all this kind of stuff, and he's just like, I just want someone to pay for my rug. That's all I want. It's like so, and then his friends are just. They're also just absorbed in their own worlds. They don't give a crap about this bigger picture.
Bowling.
Yeah, they just want to bowl and drink and that's it. And like, they don't give a crap about all this bigger picture stuff. So as they get drawn into it more and more, they're like it's almost like the dude is the most ridiculous character, but he's the only one who's like, can anyone see how ridiculous all of this is? All I want is for someone to replace my rug. I don't care that people broke in. I don't care that the ferret. Is that real?
I don't know.
Because that was kind of like...
Animal cruelty.
It looks like they threw a ferret in a bath. Do you know what I mean? For a prolonged
period of time. But this was the 80s. This was like, who gives a shit?
90s, isn't it?
Was it? I thought it was 80... Was it 89?
Hold on. I got it here. 1998.
Wow, I'm nearly 10 years off.
Wow.
And this is one of my favourite films.
Yeah. But they're like, they threw that ferret in the bath, and I'm like, clearly that's like a rubber ferret bounce. That ferret...
Even still, it was the 90s, man. No one gave a shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there are better films that did that whole concept of someone getting pulled into this situation where they're being blamed by everyone. Like Snatch, I think that was one that's similar, where the guys are literally, whatever they do, they just seem to be stuck in the situation. Or Layer Cake, where the guys have like got these drugs, but then these drugs belong to this guy, and then this drug belongs to this guy, so they're now being hunted by these people. Because they've just robbed this one person. And it just seemed like everything the dude did, he didn't actually contribute anything at all.
That's the thing though, isn't he? He's just like gliding.
He just glides through life.
Yeah,
really.
But he was like getting beat up.
I enjoyed how his car kept getting fucked up.
Yeah,
and he's just like, for God's sake, leave my car alone.
I like the
you never find out
Coen Brothers humour, like when they go to the bowling thing and the character Jesus, and he's fucking like elaborate, like, and then he bowls and it's the slow motion. He turns around and the Gypsy King starts to play, and it's just like, it's so good. And then when they bury, well, spoilers obviously if you've watched it, when they bury Donnie and like he's throwing his ashes and he's just all going over.
That's like the last straw.
It's so good, like. He keeps moaning about Vietnam all the time.
See, I was expecting there to be a twist in that. It again must have been a different film, but I expected him to be like, "You never actually served." I expected him to be a fake person, faking to be a vet. John Goodman's character, because he seems so overacting on the vet side. I expected it to be like when he was like with the funeral thing. I expected it to be a scene where he says, "You're not actually a vet. We just go along with this to make you happy. You're not actually a vet." But that never comes across unless I've walked out of the room or something.
I think he is a vet, but however integral his part was, I don't know. But I think he's so stuck in that Vietnam mindset, isn't it? Like, I was in Nam, man, fucking Nam, and just everything's about Nam.
The film alludes, like, so I read this theory online that I was kind of like interested to look for it this time watching it around, that Donnie is actually a figment of John Goodman's character. What's his name?
Donnie.
No, Donnie's
you mean, sorry, Walter?
Walter, yeah. So Donnie is a figment of Walter's imagination, and he's like some guy who was in his platoon, like a private that died whilst he was overseas. And I was looking at the evidence for it. Like, if you notice, no characters really interact with him. Like, the dude will look at him or maybe say a line, and then the kind of the ashes scene at the end is because it's that ashes bit where they pick up the ashes and bury him. It's so divorced from the rest of the story. It's almost as if, like, at the end, these ashes came over from, or he got a hold of the ashes to finally kind of. And that Donnie was never ever really there, because at the fight sequence, he just wafts off camera, and then at the end of the fight sequence, you come back and he's just lying on the floor having a heart attack as if he's been shot. And there's a lot of theories that like he was never there. A lot of what because they always ignore what he says when they're having a conversation and he's just there.
I think he does acknowledge him though.
Yeah, no, but certainly he does as well. So I was like, I can see why people think it, but at the same time,
there's mad theories out there.
The dude does the dude acknowledges him a lot.
what was weird about this film as well is they kept carrying all these sub-stories, but they never resolved any of them. Like the bowling contest with the I can't remember. He was in Transformers movies.
Yeah, John Trito.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Jesus
Never happened.
Yep, there's a reason for that. Because it's if you see this movie for the eyes of the dude who just does not give a shit. Yeah. You never find out what happens with anything because he doesn't have the commitment to really give a shit about any of it or stick with it. He just wants to.
I love when he's talking to Mr. Lebowski, the millionaire who's actually broke, and he's going, "Do you work, Mr. Lebowski?" And then he goes, "What day is it?" And he goes, "What day is this?" He doesn't have a clue what's going on.
I just want my rug.
He just wants my rug.
I like the bit that really makes me laugh every time is the is where they interrogate the kid who stole the car with who stole the money, and he's just like, you're fucking your mug and fucking your mother. And he's just shouting at him. It's like, calm down. Just shouting. This kid's just stone faced.
Is this your homework? Is this your homework? Fucking your mug. Is this your homework? This is what you happen when you fuck someone in the ass. Beats up the wrong car.
It's just brilliant. I love, isn't it? Doesn't he jump out? He jumps out the car as well when they're handing over the money. And he's just
which wasn't even real money. They threw out a dud because they had a dud.
I know, yeah. That's what I mean. It's ridiculous. I just think it's hilarious.
It just turns it into this and you think everyone's going to get you think, oh, this is where they get kind of chased by all the bad people because he's turned it into this over dramatic situation where he thinks he's pretending to be an army man, but no consequence. There's no real consequence for them. The only bad thing that happens to them is Donnie dying from a heart attack, which is kind of unrelated from the entire film.
Yeah, it's just everything bad happened. Yeah, everything bad happened to them was Walter's fault.
Yeah.
Because he jumps out the car, drops his Uzi, shoots up the dude's car.
His what?
What Uzi?
Right.
Yeah, Uzi. Then Walter goes to question the kid and then beats up the wrong car, which then results in the dude's car getting beat up.
Fuck someone in the ass. I love it.
And then, fair enough, okay, they were there for the dude at the bowling alley and they burnt his car.
Yeah.
But Donnie had a heart attack because Walter started a fight instead of just handing the $50 that they had. Yeah. The dude even went, I got $1.50. This is going to be a really cheap evening.
I don't know how he pays for everything. Like how he pays for the
people
beer.
Do it in life though.
Yeah, they find ways. When you haven't got any money, you find ways to.
Like he drinks at the bowl. He pays for bowling.
It's probably Walter pays for it all.
Yeah, with his severance from the military or something.
Yeah, Walter probably pays for it, or Donnie pays for it all.
Yeah,
that will be the thing that you've got. Like Donnie was the very submissive character.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Yeah, he is just thankful. By the sound of it, he would be just thankful to have friends. So he'd be like, "I'll get it, guys," and pay the money at the bar. Or Walter loves bowling, so he pays for the subscription to get all drinks he wants, just so the dude who's apparent could be a good bowler. I don't think you see him bowl a single ball in the entire film.
You only see Donnie at the bowling alley and bowling, don't you? I'm thinking,
can't.
Yeah,
he's in the car for the interrogation scene. Another reason why it's led to believe is part of the imagination because he doesn't get involved. He's just in the car, kind of.
But it's not a bad movie at all. But I just don't see.
I don't get the hype.
But that's why it was a cult classic.
Yeah.
It didn't do exceptionally well when it was released, and it just became something over time where I just think,
See, they thought they were going to do another one, but it turned into just a Super Bowl ad for this year.
Right, so what's your next week's film suggestion?
John.
Me? Oh, Split.
Ooh!
Good.
Yes.
Good
we've all seen that, haven't we?
No.
Oh, you've not seen it?
Nope.
And you're not seeing Glass?
Is it on?
Nope.
What's it on?
Netflix.
So it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Unless
Split
it's come off in the last couple of days.
No. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to watch Glass as well because I've not seen Glass.
So Split is M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep.
Who did Unbreakable, which is...
No! It's a completely unrelated movie.
No, it's
like Sixth Sense and all that kind of stuff. It's completely unrelated.
I already know
Glass
that
I
already know that. Because Mike already spoiled that about 6 months ago.
That was 6 months ago.
Right, carry on.
Oh, do you know when I actually seen that scene? I think I texted everyone in my phone have you seen? And John was one of them. Yeah, so Unbreakable, I shouldn't have said it, should I?
No, you shouldn't have.
Because people who are listening to this have now had two things spoiled by you today, Mike.
Spoiler abs, man.
I'm
just not prepared. I wasn't prepared for the main topic, and I'm
very good film.
But
and I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I watched Split. I actually let Kate choose this week's, and there was Split, and she was also potentially going to pick Easy A with Emma Stone.
That's really a good choice.
The thing is, we only watched that. Me and Kate only watched that a few weeks ago, and I was like, I haven't seen Split.
Split. I might pick Easy A then, because that's an interesting one to talk about.
Very good choice.
I'm
going to watch Glass.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Glass as well.
I will probably, if I really enjoy Split, which I think I will do, because I like James McAvoy films.
Do you like Unbreakable as well, back in 2000?
I can't remember it.
I watched it recently.
It's such a good film.
It's really good. I enjoyed Split more.
Do you know what I liked about Unbreakable? Just one little scene, just briefly. You know when... This is a spoiler for anyone that's not seen Unbreakable, by the way, but... Bruce Willis is sitting there, and they're telling him, like, I think there was this sort of like, because I remember it around the time when The Sixth Sense came out.
It was
like
literally,
that, yeah. So it was like, it was that sort of, you know, those scenes that sort of prolong the suspense. And there's a scene where you can see someone on the table in the background dying, or like, and there's only 2 survivors from the train wreck, and Bruce Willis is sitting there, and the guy is just mesmerised how he's the only one that's not got a scratch on him, and at the back you can see. I think you start to see a pool of blood forming on the man's chest through his shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just an eerie... And it's such an eerie movie. Like, there's not a lot of dialogue at times. And
I haven't seen Unbreakable probably in 15 years.
The best part of Unbreakable is the father and son dynamic.
Yeah,
Like, when he finally becomes a hero, and then...
we could talk about this in a podcast.
Probably next week.
Yeah, next week. I might just watch all 3 of them. Yeah, cool. That's a good choice.
Okay, so...
What's the topic for next week, Mike? Do you want the list of all our previous podcasts? To make sure.
No.
To make sure we don't repeat
I just wasn't... when I text that, I was...
Yeah, well, this is what happened. We agreed on that topic, and then you changed.
Yeah, so I got home from work, and I was like, I don't think that's a good topic to choose. And I was all prepared for that topic, and the topic was originally...
Soundtracks.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, what was
I've done it again. Fuck's sake. But yeah, I just didn't think it was a good pick. And then I just text something down, put my phone down, not realising that we'd already covered that in a previous episode.
So we'll do, next week we'll do our favourite animal characters?
Yeah, why not?
You've already
done that one.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Could I just going back onto the soundtrack things. Mike, what's the Star Wars theme?
Right, cool, interesting. That's the wrong one.
No. Okay, no, what's the Superman theme?
Yeah, that's right.
So hum it, please. It's a podcast. People can't see you thinking.
So the Superman theme,
It
to
starts with a dun
me,
dun 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 dun.
why am I going into Raiders of the Lost Ark in my head when you're doing that?
Well, he's going into Raiders because we did this on the podcast and I pissed Harry off because...
It's Hans Zimmer Flight.
Yeah, but... Okay.
In my head.
How does it go?
Okay, what's the Star Wars theme? Or what...
Dun, dun.
Wow, it's not.
That's Back to the Future.
Dun, dun, dun. No, it's not. That's Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the Superman
theme?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I've got completely blank.
Oh, you don't know what
Come on, hum it for me.
That's the thing, no, I can't. I can only think of Star Wars.
We'll come back to this next week where I will prepare something to help him.
Okay,
yeah.
So this week's Guess the Character.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Your first clue.
Mm-hmm.
Back to me and Harry.
Is actor.
It is going to be a character.
Ladies' man. Pizza. Italian.
Hugsy. Hugsy.
What was the last word?
Hugsy. So, do you want the clues again?
Yeah.
Actor. New York. Ladies' man. Pizza. Italian. Hugsy.
I think the Hugsy's supposed to be a really prominent clue, but I have no idea.
I know this.
Actor.
Oh, for God's sake.
New York. Ladies' man. Pizza.
Is it Joey from Friends?
Yes. For God's sake. How did you not get that? Like,
what the fuck is Hugsy?
Well, Hugsy's the penguin.
The penguin toy.
His penguin cuddly toy. That. Oh my god! I can't believe I didn't get that.
And Hugsy's the cuddly toy that Joey, well, Rachel's Emma, the baby, like grabs a hold of, and she's like, oh, you gave Emma hugs, and he's like, no, I didn't.
I think if that last had been like Duck and Chick, I would have got it.
Yeah, well,
that would have been obvious.
There was loads. My wife actually helped me do
Chandler.
That. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Or
yeah, but I was getting no. So yeah, right.
Yeah, that's Hugsy.
I remember it.
So that's all we have time for today. Remember, you can find us on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Do you mean YouTube?
YouTube. And I will remember what topic we covered.
Yeah, and we're going to try and get ourselves on iTunes.
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting us in iTunes. That will hopefully be coming on our 20th episode after next week. Okay. So yeah, cheers everyone. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.